England, disrupting travel and closing schools as forecasters are now warning us we're in for what may be the worst snowstorm in centuries. All municipal and township roadways are closed to non-emergency personnel until further notice. Expect severe temperature drops and wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. Please, take shelter immediately and bundle up. We're in for a bloody cold one.
We're in for a bloody cold one indeed. Hello and welcome to Let's Replay Mystery Case Files Dire Grove. I'm MCFPapa and this is part 1. And I'm very excited to be doing this because Dire Grove is just such a masterpiece of a game. So let's click on Madame Fate.
Everyone hate me? How could they not love Madame?
And let's just get started. With the events surrounding the Ravenhurst mystery at my back, I once again head east to agency headquarters. I empathize with the victims of that tragic place and find great relief in my own departure. I do wonder if that's the last we'll hear of that story, however. As usual, my comfort appears to be short-lived. What should have been a leisurely drive has instead placed me within the path of an unusually turbulent ice storm. I emphasize unusual as I cannot recall such a violent blizzard occurring in late fall. A dense flurry maybe, but nothing to the present degree. Driving has become unsafe. Wipers failed to shovel the relentless snow from my vision, and I've been forced onto a rural access road just a brief distance from the main motorway. Warning lights flash some distance ahead of me as a snow-covered sign announces my arrival upon the frozen hamlet of Dire Grove. Now, something I love about Dire Grove is, this isn't even a mystery like you were called out to do or something. You just stumble on it completely by accident. And, I love that because, one thing that really this game emphasizes is you're on your own. There isn't any detective agency to call or anyone who hired you who could help you out. You need to do it all on your own. And get the morphin object. And now they don't let you go on to the main area till accessing the inside of the car, getting another morphing. And I understand that, to just get the story started. If you find this note, please help us. The legend is real. She is real. Whatever you do, don't.
It's real. I'm sorry. I believed in you. You find this note, please. The legend is real. She is real. Whatever you do, don't.
And that's a very captivating video to start the whole adventure off on, to really get you hooked in the game right away. I've approached the ice-encrusted automobile whose warning lights beckon my attention after pulling over to wait out the storm. A camcorder and warning note are my only reception upon investigating the interior of the derelict rental vehicle. Signs of struggle and a hastily scribbled message raise the hair on my arms. She is real? I have no idea what this means, but given the severity of the storm, the owners of this vehicle must be in grave danger to have abandoned the car in such a hurried manner. I will make an effort to locate the missing parties by exploring my surroundings, but first I should seek cover from the assaulting winds. And you can listen to the radio.
For those of you just joining us, we're receiving reports of an extremely powerful winter storm in the North Yorkshire area. Downed trees and power outages caused by heavy precipitation are affecting residents
Like, that's
between
just
Wetherby and York.
a basic weather thing.
Is in effect until noon tomorrow.
And there's some static.
Driving is not recommended, but if you must, be prepared.
And you can manually tune it yourself if you really want to.
For those of you just joining, reports of an extreme.
Like, this is something they really didn't need to add in at all, but they do to just establish that, like, you can't really get much any radio contact either in this area. And, like, every scene in this game is a work of art. Like, I really love the haze and stuff. And the music is fantastic, despite having a lot of copyright stuff, so even if I could monetize this, I won't be able to. So, that's fun. And on to the bread and butter of the series, the hidden object scenes, where you get the car jack despite not needing the car jack until much later. It's just kind of weird placement. I guess because they thought it would make the most sense to find the car jack in the car. But they could have had something more useful, but it really doesn't make much of a difference. And I really like the hidden object scenes in this game for, like, how jam-packed they are with items. Like, coming off of playing modern games, I just love to come back to Dire Grove and see how much better it used to be. But now, in modern games, like, you start out with 2 locations, then you would unlock maybe 1 or 2 more, maybe 3 new locations to visit if you're lucky. But in this game, from the first 2 locations, after getting the video and stuff, you have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 whole locations. And that just really emphasizes that you really aren't going to get much help at all. You need to just scrounge and figure out what to do yourself, because you're all alone in this creepy frozen wasteland, and you need to rely on your own skills to survive. Now, the journal does tell some general things, like, oh, you need to get a rope, but it doesn't tell, like, explicitly, like, spell it out for you, hey, you need to get the rope to cross the bridge now, or you need to bash through the floor of the bathroom right now. Or you need to find the locked doors and open them. Like, you're free to just do whatever you want, and you just gotta figure out which you gotta do first, which is really cool. So anyway, I'll read the backlog of journal pages that I unlocked prematurely now. A covered bridge appears to be my only means of access to the tiny village of Dire Grove. Unfortunately, the oppressive weight of the ice and snow has caused the roof to cave in, and large support beams have created a sizable gash in the floorboards. A wide center beam feels stable. Maybe I could attach something and swing across, because climbing through the debris is too precarious, and the river is not an option. While starting to freeze on the banks, the waves still rage beneath me, and I have no intention of learning how brutally cold that water must be. Now, it's interesting they use this, which is... it's supposed to be like what the master detective is drawing, but that's like a location later in the game that they just reused for that. Much like the abandoned vehicle's door, the front entrance of a seasonal bed and breakfast swings violently as tracks in the snow confirm that I am not alone in this place. Although providing relief from the wind, the dark, unfamiliar interior of the hotel is freezing. I would turn on a light, but I have a feeling the visitors whose footprints I'm following probably would have tried that already. A clock with obviously faulty batteries spins above the reception desk, and the door to the manager's office is tightly secured. I should attempt entrance via another means, as there may be a working telephone within. A report to the authorities regarding the deserted vehicle is probably in order, and truth be told, hearing a friendly voice would put me at ease. The hotel is freezing. It's almost as if the weather outside is trying to force its way in. The centuries-old structure creaks and moans like an old man rising uncomfortably from his easy chair. How much of the chatter is due to normal settling versus the offensive nature of the weather is debatable. I need to locate a telephone to let the authorities know myself and others are trapped within the storm. The manager's office near the front desk would be a good place to check, but the door's locked. The bathroom I'm standing in is positioned directly above the office, and the floor is already in dire straits. I suppose I could hasten the disrepair with a few good whacks. As I've stated before, sometimes you need to do a little damage if you want to solve a mystery. And it's also cool with the videotapes that, like, you have to manually find them and put them in.
Susan? Is that you? Susan? I'm scattering these tapes to increase our chances of being found. The legend is real. This is not a stunt. I'm a graduate student. My name is Allison Sterling, and I come from Strayer University. Susan? Is that you? Susan? Is that you? Leave me alone!
And, like, I like that because, like, it's you taking the initiative to, like, find the story and what happened to him. You know, it's not just like forced to watch a cutscene or anything. And although, like, having live actors isn't the be-all, end-all to the games. Like, it really elevates it to a higher level, I think, having them in. And then there's like this, which is just for atmosphere. There's no items to find, no hidden puzzle pieces scattered among the vignette. It's just to show that someone was digging holes and emphasize that. Like, they could have just had you investigate here, but they really want to highlight it. And it still has the trademark MCF humor, like, why is there a jack-o'-lantern for a weather vane? I don't know. Did someone, like, specifically climb up and change it for fall to be a jack-o'-lantern? Who knows, but it does give some more atmosphere. Same with finding her ID card. Just lying in the snow. And like this pamphlet rack, no items or anything really necessary, but just some, like, first of all, it like gives some lore to the area that the Dyer Grove Ruins site is one of the most outstanding monuments in the British Isles and is a World Historical Heritage location. Imagine that you're walking among the ancient Celts in their settlement of Galen. Look for the burial mounds in the landscape where they buried their leaders. Some say if you listen close enough, you can still hear the songs of their bygone civilization drifting in the summer breeze. Complimentary audio tours help you learn more. And then some lore about the hotel itself. Your place for summer fun. Shared water closet. What a great amenity that is. An ironing boards. Who could ever imagine having an ironing board at a hotel? Wow. Comfort slumber mattresses and optional food service provided by El Pollo Asustado. Authentic homemade Mexican food. Is Mexican food popular in the United Kingdom? I don't know. But, like, it's just so cool. And then some more, like, comedy stuff, like the Space-Time Museum, where instead of a mechanical bull, it's a mechanical Sputnik, or the world's largest bagel, or Lava Land water park. And like, what I really love about this game is, like, it's packed so full of details that even to this day there's some stuff that I still discover that I never knew about the game. Like, for years I thought that, like, you couldn't ring the bell, because I always tried clicking on the bell here in the hidden object scene and you couldn't. So I thought you just couldn't altogether. But it turns out that, like, if you go out, you can ring the bell. Even though Madame Fate is my favorite of the Mystery Case Files games, I do think that Dire Grove is the best made one. Like, it's just such a high quality, highly polished experience. And there really isn't much of any negatives. Maybe the biggest thing is that it has you find the morphing objects, but they don't unlock anything at all. They're just kinda there. It would have been cool if, like, that was how you unlocked the, like, hidden place in the cellar, or that was how you were able to unlock the detergent to get the phone receiver. I don't know. And then the atmosphere of having the Banshee pop up on certain locations, really unsettling and really spooked me when I first played this, because I didn't expect it at all. And this note talking about the discovering one of the relics. The hotel's lobby has been turned into a makeshift campsite with evidence suggesting the owners of the abandoned car may have slept here from seeking shelter from the storm. Camping and travel supplies encircle a cold, empty hearth, while the visitors' whereabouts remain a mystery. I would certainly welcome a comforting fire should I spend additional time amid the elements in my current attire. I'm not exactly dressed for blizzard conditions. Perhaps the only pertinent clue, a news clipping detailing the discovery of an ancient artifact, is included here for reference. The article is recent, and I find it intriguing that the artifact was unearthed not far from my present location. Judging from the margin notes, the visitors who arrived before me have traveled here with interest in the relic. Now, this hidden object scene is unique because the Banshee can appear in the window here, and this is the only hidden object scene where the Banshee can appear in it, which is really interesting. That I guess they do it in this one because it's one of the first you'll see, and it's to catch you off guard. But you'd think they would do more with it. But even the hidden object scenes are like really pretty. Ooh. Oh, that was so scary. Ooh. Whew. But like as I was saying, like the scenes are so pretty with the snow drifting out and the light like changing in here. It still holds up well even to this day, which is really impressive for a game that's 12 years old and not one with a huge amount of people working on it or anything. don't know how I can struggle with this game despite playing it over and over and over again so often, but still forget where items are. Which I guess is good that you do forget, so that the challenge doesn't really go away. But anyway, that'll do it for this first part, so like and subscribe if you want, and I'll see you for the second part when we continue on with this masterpiece.